Oh yeah, there we go. We've got a stream going. I'm gonna go ahead and change out of my work clothes though, because man, today was rough. Woo. I earned my money today, that's for damn sure. Who be here? Hey, Openness. What up, bro? Man, I've freaking. I did box conversions today. That stuff, you out in the sun for 3 to 4 hours, depending on how bad a box conversion is. And sometimes even longer than that, depending on how bad the roots or trees are around that particular area. Hey, Kukri. Hey, Kashin. Keshun. Sorry about that. But man, I'm super glad to be home. That's for sure. Super glad to be inside of air conditioning. Glad to hear that, we were able to develop something as nice as air conditioning, because woof, when you work so long in just 100-degree weather, it's rough. Some of the worst stuff that you can do. So being able to come home and enjoy some dang AC, cold for once, that's nice. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this fan down, so it's still blowing, but you guys probably won't hear it because this microphone compression is pretty good on the laptop. Ooh, no gold, so doing situations. That's rough, man. At least you get to play though, I guess. Oh, man. I'm moving around just a little bit, shuffling out of the way, getting everything still kind of set up and whatnot. But soon my girlfriend should be home. She's making curry for dinner tonight, so I'll be streaming up until she basically starts, like we sit down to eat, and then the rest of the night I'll probably come around to being around her and stuff. So we're going to see what we can do in that relatively short amount of time. I think she's over across town right now, so it's possible that we might actually have a pretty decent amount of time to sit here and build something. Making the file for my MP5K. It's a pretty nice looking MP5K, so keep at it, bro. Open this up just a little bit. And now we're actually going to find out what we're doing today, because I don't know. Because I didn't really think about what we were going to do. There are some really interesting shotguns. So if we go to Russian shotguns, collapse all these. Russia, 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 Russia. If we look at the Saiga 410, is this what I'm thinking of? No. Okay, this one. There we go. This is super interesting because, is closely based on the world's famous line of assault rifles, right? Specifically 7.62 AK-103. Okay, that makes all of that makes sense and stuff like that, right? And then it says shotgun, and you're looking at it and you're like, okay, that's kind of looks, the magazine looks too much like a 7.62 by 39 magazine and stuff. Same looks and design, legendary reliability, dependability. It is chambered for the relatively new Russian hunting cartridge, the 366 TKM 9.55 by 39. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. This cartridge is officially certified as in Russia as a smoothbore shotgun ammo. And then you scroll down to one of these has the actual cartridge shown. I think it might be the TG3. Okay, crap. Now I gotta figure out where the thing is at. Maybe it's one of these. No. Let's just Google search this because that'll be a lot quicker. Command C, Command V, press enter. And maybe images. Wow, that's news. Or images. Ammo. So this stuff right here. That's considered a shotgun ammunition, which I thought was like super interesting because it's basically a rifle cartridge. Like when you look at it, and then you come back to this and you look at it and you go, oh, because I don't know, it's interesting. With solid bullet slugs, allows to replicate rifle ballistics and accuracy at ranges. Typical load for this is that, and that. So it's like super interesting. It's a shotgun, but it's not at the same time. It's just interesting. After I make the vids for my 3 guns, I'll start working on the field stripping Spaz 12. That's a lot of work, man. Good luck with that. That's just, like I said, that's a lot of work. Dang, 2 months for $2. That's really cheap. Like, really cheap, man. HK Cause, what is this? Probably something disgusting looking. It is, in fact, something disgusting looking. I was thinking about doing something with a AR-15, even though it's overly hyped. So if we just close out of that and we go to here and we type in AR-15 accessories, and then just delete out the color because I don't particularly care. We just hit enter and then we go to images and we take a look. We can find like 400 different things going on. What is this thing? Faster and smoother reload changes. Okay. Like I said, we can just... Because, I mean, AR-15, super easy to make. We could do, like, different stocks and stuff. Is that a shark? Shark with friggin' laser scope on head mod. Cool. Fantastic. Angled foregrip, vertical foregrip, stubby foregrips. I probably would never do something like super in depth like this because I think this type of stuff is ugly personally. That's just me. That's interesting. That's like that's the barrel that's clamped to. I think that's not good at all. Ooh, God. Like I said, tired. Well, we can do magazines. There's just all sorts of different stuff that we could do for AR-15s. Except, basically that AR-15s are overhyped and everyone is in AR-15. Oh, we could do AK modifications too. Really like the look of this out here. Though I think a bullpup AK is like probably the best thing in the world. What the heck is this? That's interesting. Yo, Cobalt Kinetics is like some of the coolest AR-15s in the world. I love these things. If you guys haven't seen, these things have really cool... when the magazine is empty, they auto-eject the magazine. And then when you load in another magazine, it auto-drops the bolt right in on top of it. So it's like super quick reloads. They're mainly built for competition, but it's just a super cool system. Is that Lego? Almost look like a rendering. Oh, obviously a guitar case. Yeah. Oh, we could do a cannon. I didn't even think about doing that, though. I would never waste good Pepsi Cola branded Mountain Dew inside of a cannon like that. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Like I said, though, everyone has been doing AR-15s, and I kind of don't want to do another AR-15. Oh my gosh, my legs scratch. My ankle for some reason just scratches. What's It's just is. I mean the firearm blog. I've never been there on their like main website. Do they have something where they post stuff like that? Uh, Articles, news. I don't know. Let's go with breaking news maybe. Oh, there's a new Glock. Oh, oh boy. This is interesting. I don't know what a 417P is. Yeah, SIG has their new pistols out. How do I feel about the situation? Um, this is kind of complicated because um, you can see this in Call of Duty, right? So if we blah, 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 come in here and SMGs, sniper rifles, shotguns, LMG, pistols. I think that one of these is designed after the Glock in the game, but it's not specifically called that, right? And I think with MDUN's situation, I think basically what happened is he had their brand associated with what he was doing, and I think right now Glock is trying to distance themselves as far away from controversy as possible. Not that my different username is causing it. So let's start here. I think Glock has seen that there's this huge backlash against quote unquote violent video games and how they might or might not contribute to violent situations occurring in society. So I think Glock has refused to give the rights to Call of Duty and a couple other games simply because they don't want to be associated with the quote unquote violent video games that have been causing all these issues, right? I think for my different username situation, what basically happened is he came out and said that this is a Glock, and then it, therefore basically associated their brand with it. And I think we get into some legal issues there for copyright and stuff, since it's their brand. So you see that all the time. People make knockoff Glocks, right? But they're never called a Glock. And they kind of get away with it because they're not calling it a Glock. I think if my different username was to repost that and call it something different and not include Glock in the title of that, he might be able to get away with something like that because that's that, right? Um, so I both understand but hate it, right? So I understand because Glock doesn't want to be associated with something that might be deemed controversial. Again, not that my different username is controversial. They also don't want to set the precedent that someone can use their brand to sell something and make money off of it without them making some of that money, right? So maybe he would have to reach out to them and say, hey, I made this really cool thing. I'd love to sell these to support my family because it takes time and effort to do stuff like this, and he does need support like that. Would we be able to like work out some type of deal where I get 50%, 75%, 25% if it wants to go that low? Like something that I can still sell this. My fans love it. That'd be really cool to give it out and stuff like that. And I feel like obviously Glock being Glock was basically like, no, obviously not. We're a rich company. We can boss you around like this and be fine. And unfortunately, I think that plays into it. So again, I both understand Glock wanting to push away from this type of stuff, and then other times where but others call it the Glock and they get away with it, but he does and he gets copyright. Hey Dylan. Well, he said in stream that Glock is getting upset because he is giving away the files on his Etsy page without their consent, but that's what I'm getting. That's kind of what I'm saying, Openness. So he's using their brand and selling something, right? So we've seen this before in other types of industry, and this is why I both understand but hate it. Because, again, obviously, my different username is not exactly going to be a millionaire by selling this, right? The majority of people who watch my content, his content, and the rest of all the other gun YouTuber content out there, they're young. They're not going to be able to sit there and shell out thousands of dollars for something, right? They're not going to sit there and buy the Glock file over and over and over again. They're going to buy it once, and that's going to be it, right? I think the unfortunate part is Glock is, like I said, they basically they looked at it and said, well, you are getting money off of our brand and we're not, so you're going to stop that right now. And they stopped. I say we see this in other industries because there was a guy, I listen to the Breakfast Club every morning on the radio, and they had someone on. I'm going to butcher this story, but basically what he was doing was making Gucci look-alike products, but not Gucci, right? And then was selling them. And eventually Gucci shut him down because he was selling a product that looked similar to theirs but wasn't really theirs. And he wasn't specifically saying that it was a Gucci branded item. He wasn't calling it a Gucci branded thing, but other people were, and eventually they shut him down. And he actually went out and made his own brand. So again, I both understand but hate what they're doing. This is a huge asshole move on their part. I don't like it, but I understand. Again, I understand why they're doing it, but still hate it. So I definitely don't agree with it. I actually shared the Dick's Sporting Goods to end gun sales in 125 stores. Interesting. I actually shared his video on my Facebook page as much as possible so that other people can. Ooh, what is this? Seems interesting. Other people can start watching it because I really like to get more support out there. The U.S. Army has launched their official prototype project opportunity notice (Pt.1), inviting design submission for both the next generation squad weapon rifle (NGSWR) and the next generation squad weapon automatic rifle (NGSWAR), both chambered in the Army's new specification general purpose 6.8 millimeter round. Wow, the Army's moving to 6.8. That's interesting. There have been a fair few developments in the U.S. Army's NGSW program since it began several years ago. Most recently, 5 companies, including Textron, FN America, General Dynamics, PCP Tactical, and SIG, were awarded contracts to develop next-generation squad automatic rifle prototypes. In October last year, it appeared that the Army was rebooting their program with a new prototype opportunity. The Army, however, have denied this and confirmed that the 5 prototype contracts remain valid. G8A1, is that the swordfish-looking sucker? Oh, why is this Rainbow Six Siege? Oh, HK21. I see. I see. I see. I have an HK21. We can actually take a look at that real quick. This is pretty interesting, though. I just wanted to see if there was pictures other than that. No. Okay. Never mind then. Let's go to Google Drive so we can look at my old HK21. I'll show you guys what's going on and why it does not work at all. Because, woof, I had like a huge wake-up call. I don't know. I want to say like maybe a year or two ago, where I realized like things were not one-to-one scale, and we started fixing that basically. Light machine guns. It's HK21. Should have a picture in here. Yes. This is my original HK21, and this is from the measurements that I've done. This is severely underscaled. The real HK21 is much larger than this, and therefore would need a lot of work to actually match up. So I basically thought about remaking the H&K G3 platform, so then I can do the other versions of it as well. This is actually more scaled to like an MP5 more than anything. In terms of like receiver and everything, it's more MP5ish as opposed to being a huge hulking H&K 21 or G3 centered thing. So I have thought about remaking it. I just don't know just yet. I've seen other better G3s. Like Black Bar's G3 is like a really good. Ooh, Magpool has H&K MP5 furniture, huh? Oh, and they have Scorpion Evo line too. We're going to take a look at that as well. Yeah, there's a stock for the MP5 that Magpool made. Oh, that's an MP5 stock? That's not bad looking, actually. It almost kind of reminds me of a HK91 G3. That's not an MP5 stock. That's not an MP5 stock. Interesting. Okay, so they got a short handguard, a longer handguard, longest handguard, and the longest handguard. Okay, so they're all just handguards. Oh, they have a lower. Oh, that's kind of cool because then you've got you can change up how the grip and everything is. That's pretty cool. I like that. Oh, they got selector kit. That's nice. That's pretty cool. Are you planning on doing any other knife builds? Probably not. Knife builds are just kind of eh. I'm not good at it. Other people can do it better than I can. Ooh, God. Sorry. Mpx Copperhead. Super small thing. Like, super small. And then they have the new H&K 443, which looks... I don't like the looks of it, like, at all. I don't know if Sig made a light machine gun. It's interesting. Tell you what, here's what we'll do. I will uno momento por favor. We're gonna take the screen down and we're gonna do a little magic. We're gonna hit this button right here, and then no. When I get back, we'll have what we need to work on today. I finished the Magwell on my MP40, and I thought I would abandon the project, but now I want to finish it. Is it going the way that you want it to? Like, is it looking good and everything? It's not the best looking MP40, but you can tell what it is. Well, I've got plenty of guns just like that, man, so it's no big deal. Alright, this is where the magic happens. Alright, turn the screen back on. And then you guys are going to be like, whoa! Wait. Oh, it's the second time I've almost done that. Boom! Alright, keep trying, man. That's what matters. So, this is obviously pretty standard looking. If you guys have already watched the live or the video that Kyle put out, I like this. This is a pretty nice looking Glock, and I would love to come back through and actually make my own custom slide. Because yeah, I mean, he's done like 3 slides. I think what would be really cool with this particular thing is to sit down and go ahead and make like attachments for it, and kind of turn it into like a community thing, right? So this is designed after the Glock 17 and stuff. Slide is 4 and not 3, like how it's supposed to be. I think it depends on which Glock you're making, to be honest with you, because I think a lot of them vary between 4 and 3 studs. I actually want to make the Glock 17L. This is a long boy, but I love this thing. This is for competition, and I actually really want to make a custom version of this because I don't like the look of this, because this dust cover doesn't come all the way out. But I want this dust cover to come all the way out. But I like the extra length to this. This is, like I said, specifically designed for competition. So I would love to make my own custom Glock based off of my different usernames we're going to make it the Glock 17L, and we're going to do a couple custom things to it as we go, because of course we are. So the first process in this is to actually figure out how to assemble this mofo together, because this is disassembled. So how did he... Oh my gosh, Kyle, man, that's like... Oh, that's just the worst. So it's this hole here pops into place here. So the best thing to do is to pull this out. They can copyright me. I don't care. My channel's not monetized anyway. the best that they can do at this point, I think, is just take the video down. It's really no big deal to me. I'll be honest with you guys. Please, really, that wow, that's nice. Good, good work on that angling there, because that slid in pretty much perfectly. Now then, we can't put this in here, right? But what we might be able to do is actually use a 1 version of that. Yes, okay. And then we'll just flip them around and we'll put like 3 more like right there. Yeah, actually, we'll delete these 2 and replace it with a 2, because that seemed kind of important to keep as a longer piece. Delete that out. And then grab just this, and flip this right side up, because man, I cannot stand working like that. So would we possibly also be able to just throw this in here? I wonder if he broke this down specifically for people trying to build it, but actually got this all lined up and stuff as we go. Yeah, okay, well, obviously not. Okay, so what we can possibly do is pull this stuff out of here and then just try this. Yeah, okay, so that fits. And then does this piece fit? No. Okay. So what we can do is basically simulate that piece by using one of these, just like that. Okay. Delete this out now. Take and drag this up here, just like so. All right, boom. So that's that. Me personally, we're going to make this a different color, darker gray, because that, like I said, that's just me personally. Does this fit here? Yes. Cool, cool, cool. That's nice. That's nice. That makes things, like I said, that's real nice. So now that the frame, is that everything that needs to be put together? What's this for? This is for the Glock 18. Okay, I see. So there's 2 here that go there. Okay. And then this is the 17 barrel. I think this is the 18 barrel. All right. So what we'll do is we'll now duplicate the frame as we need to. So we'll take and we'll put this here off to the side. So let's start with just doing the regular 17. So now that should be, as far as I know, this barrel. So take this and stick it up here. Why does it annoy you? Because it sticks out so far? I think it's a really good magazine release, to be honest with you. Because I know I've talked to him about magazine releases before, and I know that he does not like to do magazine releases because there's no point in them for a lot of things, because they don't particularly stay. What am I trying to say? A lot of Lego guns, when you're building them, the tolerances on the pieces, they don't allow for that, right? Does that make sense to y'all? It just looks off. That might be because it sticks out quite a bit. But again, though, that's really no biggie to me. Because again, I think this is a pretty nice Glock. It's pretty accurate. I think he also based this off of a real version he had, I think. Yeah, well, but it works, and like I said, I think that's something that can be applauded. Is that he actually sat down and took the time to see if he could get it to actually work. This is using an illegal connection that we can't actually use here. So now we got to figure out what we're going to do for the sights. for this. He also has really nice ghost ring sights back here. I really like this design. This is really nice. I really like that. So I did really like that. So this front sight though, I want it to definitely still retain how short this is. Yeah, but that's the price you pay for making it work, basically. Does this? Yeah, it doesn't sit in the middle. See, they need to make a 1x4 version of the jumper plate. That'd be really nice. So, I mean, we could do like some real cheap stuff. Let's go back. Let's do this. And then just this should stick up a little bit, but you know, not too far. Nah, it's yeah, this is the hard part. This should also stick up just a little bit. That's too. If you would like to build it, you should be able to download this Glock file from My Different Usernames YouTube page. So if we just do a little search here, should be one of the first results, first one actually. And then you can download it right here in the description. So you can get that as you want them. My Different Username did this illegally, so if we come up to one of these other slides here, he took this plate and he just stuck it between these studs, that's an illegal building connection, but it does actually work. Well, if you don't have the right pieces, I would sit down and just modify it to kind of work with what you have. So like if you don't have these flat pieces, you can still use studded pieces. It's not going to look as complete or finished or anything like that, but it'd be the gun itself. Use the L 2x1 tiles. Are you talking about these things? Because the problem with that is the barrel sits like super close to these. I would have no studs over this, and these would stick up way too far, which is it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I'm thinking about maybe like doing something like this, or having it the other way around, maybe in the middle, and then stick like that. Yeah, it's hard. File on Op Asimov doesn't open. Okay. I'm not too concerned about that. I have my own Asimov. I have my own Glocks, but nothing as good as this. And I think it would be really cool because it is now released to the community. I think it'd be cool if the community sat down and like did their own custom slides and stuff for it, just a cool thing to do. Is there a thing up here? Yeah, okay, cool. So we should be able to just grab this slide. My Asimov is basically the same thing. Open this, it's fine. And should be able to just slap this on somewhere up here. Why are you giving me the headaches? Is this? Oh! Bruh, come on. Why? Why? I wonder if that's because that's the spring system he was talking about. But we are replacing that. So how long is that? That's a 7, I think. Do we have a 7 with an end stop on it? What is that? Oh, that's a 5.5 with an end stop. Oh, where's the 7 at? There it is. Okay, 5 is the biggest with the end stop. But for this, we'll just do this type of guide rod simply because to get the slide up here. But that should now actually work. So that will be something that we change on all of them as we go. All right, so that's the 17, which is, that's pretty nice. So the whole reason I'm duplicating parts as we go is because now we're going to put this off to the side over here. That's the 17. Then we'll do the 18. So to do the 18 is it's pretty simple. We take these two things and we put them here. Take this thing, put it over here. Yeah, man, it's not pleasant. You are probably going to despise having to do that thing. Oh, yeah. Ooh, no rubber bands for anything is bad. You can still like create, but it's harder when you don't have rubber bands. So that's the barrel. So now we come up here. We're gonna real quick while we're here, let's delete this out and replace it with the other one that we did, so that we don't have to do that again as we keep going. That's an 8. There's the 7. Boom, put that there. Now we can duplicate this and put it over here. And then grab the barrel here and put this here. Grab the slide and put this here. Must come on, there we go. I was having a little bit of some difficulty there. So now we have the 18 as well. We can put that right here. And then we'll do both custom versions. And then we'll put some of this over off to the side. Because this is so, I like these stuff. I specifically really love this suppressor. That's, I never even heard of that. That's a really cool product that they have made for that. So duplicate this out here. Oh, that uses the 17 barrel. Ooh, all right, so we're going to save this to the desktop. And we'll just MDUNs Glock set. Work in progress version 1 is fine. We'll hit save. Now we're going to import, because I messed up taking that that thing, Glock set. We'll import another version of this over to the side over here, and we should have the Glock barrel again that we can duplicate and bring on over. for the competition version of this. I don't know if this was the competition version. Would it be possible to make a working fishhook or whatever it's called suppressor with the real attachment mechanism in Lego? Are you talking about this one up here? Where it slides on and stuff? Oh, that sucks, man. I'm sorry that you can't download anything like that. Cool, cool. So now let's put that back and just do I've thought about a couple of different ways since he released the video on how it might possibly be done. I think I'm a little worried about stability on the top side because it would be sliding basically onto this rail down here, down at the bottom, using, if we make this a brighter color, these pieces here is what I thought about using. But like I said, I'd be worried about the stability up here at the top because it would be stable down here. I've got no issues with that. But then you have weight way out here on this end that's falling down due to gravity. So it would pull a gap up here at the top, which is why if you take a look at his, you have it actually attached to the barrel because then there's a secondary attachment point for it. So I think if you worked with it hard enough using the Technic system, it's possible. I don't know if it would be as worth it though. Like it might just be more worth it to not try to deal with that type of headache. Boom. So now we got that one, but the 17, the 18, the 17 kind of customized. So now we're going to go ahead, we'll duplicate this out over to here. You think that uses the 17's barrel and not the square one? So we'll just grab that real quick, pull this on over here, pop that in, take this and put it on. Boom. Just like so. And then we'll just do copy that there, copy this here, and change the color on it. Just put black. How do you come up with this cool ideas for Lego guns and how to create them? I think your channel is very underrated. I appreciate that. A lot of it comes down to piece understanding. Like the second you understand what pieces look like what and what they can do and how they can be attached to different things, you've basically figured it all out at that point. So sometimes you just got to experiment with things to figure out what exactly can do what and what can't do what. That too. Like if you're talking about how I'm actually making the guns, a lot of it just comes around to I'm just looking around trying to find something cool to make. But in terms of like actual techniques and stuff, like I said, a lot of it comes down to you look at the pieces and how they might be able to be used for it stuff. Oh, I should not have deleted. Let's go back. Let's leave the 17 slide. So let's delete everything else but that. because we're going to use that for our basis. Drag this on back, take and drag this forward. All right, so first things first, I personally don't like things in black because it's super hard to see some of the details. Like you might not even be able to tell that this is actually 3 studs. So let's go ahead and change it to a super light gray. Are you Titanfall 2 or Team Fortress 2? Because there's a huge difference between that. It's like once you like explain which one you're playing, you'll be fine. That there. No, not just yet. Let's keep going. Team Fortress 2. All right. I played Team Fortress 2 for a little bit. Not forever, but I did play for just a little bit. Make this chamber area black as well. Like so. And then, oh, did crap. I did not mean to do that. Okay, all right, not color, connected. There we go. Make that all gray. Whoops. Like I said, I did not mean to do that. Is it a good game? Yeah, I think it's a good game. I think it kind of died for me because forward progression in that game is not. I don't know if you would say it's like straightforward. Like it feels like you kind of have to look things up almost in order to figure out, okay, what do I need to do to continue making progress in the game and stuff like that. Oh, okay. To continue making progress, I basically just play a whole bunch, really. Is how you continue making progress. So, that was also kind of, I want to say issue, but it's really no big deal. When I was playing, man, that game economy, I totally forgot to get a barrel, so we're gonna have to rip one out of over here. I didn't really understand that all too much. Like, okay, you can trade this weapon and stuff like that, and that was cool, but it wasn't like everything to me. Like, I felt like instead of trading for it, I should just go out of my way to craft it in some way, shape, or form. I didn't really understand the system all too well. I was pretty misinformed and stuff like that, so that's kind of my own fault. But it was somewhat rough to try to get into. All right, so that's that. So for this slide up here, we're going to make it in a different color. About maybe this, I can already tell that this is going to clash real bad. It's just, we'll slide this on for now and then come back through and fix this as we go. Yeah, I can already, like I said, I already could tell that was going to clash. I have played Apex Legends. I played it for all of a day before I decided that I did not like it. I don't like it simply because I didn't have anyone to play with, and at the time I thought it was going to be a game that lasted quite a long time because that's how it was looking in terms of development. And then obviously development died pretty fast on that, unfortunately. So like I said, I kind of really wanted the game to last for quite a bit of time, but like I said, it died. They said that they were going to be making huge updates and stuff like that to it, and then proceeded to stop making huge updates to it and stuff like that, which is super unfortunate. Because I love the Titanfall series of games, but considering they They basically abandoned it. I think what they saw was Fortnite came in, got money. They saw that PUBG came in, got money, and they wanted to capitalize on that. So they capitalized. The second they were done capitalizing by basically already getting all your money and hyping up all these promises, they were done. They no longer needed to sit there and try to fund it or anything like that. They had already achieved their goal, basically. Yeah. Let's do a two-tone flat dark earth and brown sand color to it. Yeah. We'll flip those though in terms of colors. So the brown, yeah, we'll do the darker color on bottom. I know that wasn't the same brown, and we'll do a lighter color on top. Just like that. And that should be fine. With black accents and details and stuff like that. Looks fine. Let's make this black sight. Well, let's make the sight in the back in black. What's my favorite gun? I personally love the RE45 because the RE45. There's just something so cool about the RE45. I just love it. We're actually gonna make the 17. So now we gotta make this like a double. So you can see the. Oh God, I hate this stupid opening off to the side thing. God, it's so dumb. You can see that this dust cover right here is like a stud shorter than this area here. So we're going to extend this slide out by just like this dust cover minus like a stud. So how long is this? This is 8 studs, so we're going to extend this out by 7 studs, which is no big deal. So we'll get a 6 here, and that makes for 5. And then we'll do 2, 2, and then a 3. Just like so. So that'll be a total of 7 studs worth of extension. And then the slide will mate up with the end of this, so it'll be fine. Make the grooves on the grip white. I'm thinking about making them in a black, and then maybe doing like a backstrap detail on it or something. We'll see. We should also totally extend this out. So if we put a 4 here, a 4 here. Wait, does it? Well, we're doing a custom version anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Since our dust cover on this is, it's not supposed to stick out this far, but I want it to because I think it'll look better. So that goes out to there. This is a 7, and we just extended it by 7, so that's what, a 14 long axle? I don't think that those exist. 16, 12, 8 with a stop, so 12 is the longest. We'll just, this will be our dirty little secret that this isn't actually connected to anything back here. Just kind of sticks out right over here. Just sticks out. You know, it's really no big deal. No big deal. What is this? Is that a 12? Yeah, it's 12. And it's 2 studs away. So like I said, it would be a 14. So if we put a 16, it'd stick out by 2 more studs, which I don't want to stick it out any further than what it has to be. Yeah, my most recent version being from actually someone else's. So I did Jaeger's Jaeger Lego guns. I did his Desert Eagle most recently. I also turned that into a race gun, ironically, since we're turning this into the 17L. That was super fun. That was an awesome project because that is a really good Desert Eagle model to be working with. Okay, so we'll remove this and carry this on down to the end here. How far? Sticks out just a little bit, not too far. Oh yeah, I love that thing. That looks like super sleek, blends in with the barrel. For some reason, like long barreled pistols, I really like the look of. For whatever reason, I love them. So let's delete these out, and we're gonna figure out something else to do up here because it's a race gun, and forward cocking serrations are pretty common on those types of things. So I'd love to use this technique that I used back here, which is plates turned on its side, but we need a little bit more room in order to do that. Where this barrel is at, which is kind of a problem. So, what do we do? Well, we cheat. We cheat. We delete these out and instead replace them with just pieces like this, because this is theoretically should never be seen when the slide is cocked back. I believe the slide draws back by 4 studs. I think. So if we actually delete this and move them slightly further back, just to be sure, put this right there, and then put these back so that we can't see it. That means that somewhere here we can actually do that. I think this is going to be pretty complicated, but we're going to figure it out. Well, we can do it. So if we take and just real quick hide this out of the way and copy this over, it should sit like right there, and then be able to move backwards. Let's just delete out one more of these just to make sure the slide has more room, more clearance to move. And then now we got to figure out how we're going to basically attach all of this together in some type of actual attaching way. So let's just delete out the top of this and start over from like way back here. Let's leave that piece in. All right, so now then, this can be a 6 by 4. It does. But again, it looks so good. I love the looks of that thing. Without a doubt, it's a really, really nice looking pistol. So if we take this and actually do some internal building here, we should be fine because we should be able to do something like that. Yeah, so we can encapsulate this. No, we can't. This piece is too. We can't have that go too far back. So these are definitely going to be attached up here using that. But down here, we got to figure out how these pieces are going to be attached. Oh God, sorry about that, guys. All right, let's hide some of this out real quick so we can take a look. If we put one of these here, oh, that's too far. We'll base it off doing something like this. and the other one here. We should be able to then place a 1x4 here and here, and then do something like this. No, not that. Oh man. Yeah, go ahead. I don't mind. All right, let's just we'll forget about doing something that complicated. That can't work. And I know. Yeah, I can see that that's not going to work. I see why he changed how that was going to work on his model. All right, no problem. Let's go ahead and come in and clean this up. Get this slide built in. And then let's get some inspiration first in terms of that. I mean, that's pretty cool looking. Oh, I like that kind of two-tone look to it. I have a good idea for vents that we can do. So we need to actually kind of set this up to be able to do it. Let's turn this into an 8. Yeah, okay, so that's side by side now. So now let's take a 12 all the way out. So no excuses for any type of flim-flammery. Put an 8 there, put an 8 there, put a 3 here, put a 3 here. Tweet this out, and then for this section we'll build this up so that it's all even with one another. I don't particularly mind this. I don't ever plan on building this in real life, so this doesn't really bother me as much as it might bother other people. All right, so now we can build up our grooves and stuff. So let's actually delete these out. Okay, and then down there at the end, we can do just a 2. Okay, sorry, just a 2. So like so. And then do a 1 followed by this. Hey man, you have to do what you got to do, man. Trust me, I've had plenty of models where I've done exposed like everything. Okay, so that's that. And then now come back through and close this up to see how it looks. Hopefully it looks good. And then do basically just coming in and closing this all off. That's pretty cool. I've seen I think my different username did that with his, oh man, I'm not gonna remember the gun. But he had like the open bolt system that it could get locked back, and then you could actually, I think pulling the trigger made it go forward because it disconnected that connection that was going on. It was a really cool system. I just cannot remember for the life of me what gun that was. Oh, was it his MP40? Dang. I honestly did not remember. Okay. I thought it was gonna look cooler than that, but it doesn't. So we're gonna what? That's the wrong. Did I close out of? Yeah, let's go back to this and take another look at some others. Okay, so what if we do? We're gonna make this into something else. We're gonna delete this stuff out because I don't like the way that looks. I do. I have a couple of them. So I have my AR-15 sitting out in the living room. I have my sister's Henry 22 lever action sitting out in the living room, all inside a range bag. And then my most recent purchase is actually a Glock, but I don't have that yet. I basically I have told the person that I want to buy it, but I've got other responsibilities going on right now that I need to pay for first before I can outright buy that. So the second I get all of those other responsibilities taken care of, I will have a Glock, actually. So no, not a Martini Henry, a 22 lever action from Henry. It's my sister's. She's a lot younger than me, blowing out her shoulder with the freaking Martini Henry. That's because your government likes to oppress you. I'm half joking, but half not. Can't you tell? So for this, I'm thinking about using these rail pieces right here and doing like a top cut serration here. Yeah, those underage laws, man. Definitely preventing our youth of the nation from going out and killing each other in gang wars and stuff, right? Yeah, that's curbing our gun violence. In case you can't tell, that's sarcasm. Of course, it's not. We could do a top cut like that and make it super thin using those to kind of push it together. Though we'll have exposed studs, but I'm not too concerned with that. And then we'll just come in and clean this up again, just to give us a closed off area to work with. So we could do like just a long cut, just like on top with the barrel exposed, or we could do like multiple smaller ones. So let me do, where is, oh crap, I'm not going to be able to find it now. Oh, where was that piece? Was it here? Yes. So this piece, I don't know what it is. It says stud design on it. I don't know, this thing. I don't know what this is for. I don't know where it came from or anything like that. But I'm going to use that to stipple the grip with. So well, oh crap. It's got this thing on the other side. Ah, dang it. We'll figure that out when we get there. Let's focus on this up here. Can we, let's find something like, because we could do, like I said, we could do like smaller multiple cuts like this, or we could do like one long big one, like just like it is right now, but just thin it down just a little bit. So we could do one piece up here to hold this, one there, one up here. Power button epic Lego piece. Oh, I don't think I've ever heard of that, to be honest with you. So put that there. Put this here. Put this here. Oh, dang it. So now I did all this work to extend this out, and I'm going to tell you right now that I don't like this actually being extended out now. So we're actually going to delete it. All that work only for me to say I don't like it. Which does change some stuff back here, but not too much. Just a little bit. I am slightly listening to my neighbors. They're like, I don't know what's going on in that house, man. My neighbors are like super confusing. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like, I don't know whose kids are there, and then there's like they fight but don't fight like all the time. Like they fight in the sense like, oh, don't do that. Nah, don't do that. Oh, why do you keep walking out the door and leaving it open and stuff like that, right? I don't know. It's just like confusing. Let me just confirm something real quick. Yeah, it sticks out. Okay. So what I'm thinking about doing is putting this in. No, doing these. These would be better. there. Slide one of these here. Okay. And then, does this piece line up where I need it to? I can already say no. Not at all. All right, so. All right. Let's delete these out then, because now that can't be there. We will duplicate these and then slowly but surely figure out how we're going to connect all this. So if we take and delete this and instead replace it with the 12, slide this in here, as far forward as it'll go. It's not going to stick out these last two, but that I don't find that to be that big of a deal, because this is everything that we can do. If we stick this here, this is the one section that's a big deal, because this isn't connected to anything. Like if you click on, if we move this out of the way, if you click on this, this isn't connected to anything. If we put this here, this now gets stuck on this everything, right? And then if we put another one here, now then this is going to be moving back and forth as it should be with the rest of this model itself. So just have to get this all where it needs to be and hide that. Yeah, I like the look of that better. I wish we could do, oh man, crap. Oh, this is gonna be so hard. Why do I subject myself to this? I want to change this to being 2 studs now, which is gonna result in like a complete redesign of this. So let's just, for the sake of, just in case we screw this up, let's duplicate this out. We're going to delete all of this out. And now replace it with some, man, super complicated building at this point. Let's just delete that, replace it with a 2. Oh, gosh, this is, oh man, this is a nightmare. Because now we have to fit a 2 stud wide thing into a 3 stud wide space. So now back here we have to set all of this up to basically accommodate what we just did. So let's switch to copper and put this piece back in, just to make sure that it's actually seated where it should be. So let's do this piece here. And then do a 2 here. Should be fine. Right? Yeah, okay. And then do another 2 here. Right? Yep, still fine. And we should be able to do an 8 that sticks out. and does fine, yeah. And actually wraps around this, just like so. And then we could do, I want to add a little bit more to this, which is going to be more complicated. Because to add more to that is, like I said, just more complicated. If we take and put that there, delete this out, take and put this one here, we would then have to delete this piece out. Delete that out. Delete that out. Delete that out. Take and plug this in there, which is no big deal. We can do that real quick so that it's actually connected. Did not mean to do that. Plug that in here. Take and just duplicate that there, and then put the other version of that going the other direction. Then do a 2 followed by 1, just like that. Put in 8 here. Put in 8 here. So that's perfectly lined up there now. And then maybe, because this should match up perfectly. If we put this here and then a plate, does it still thin down slightly? Yeah, but only slightly. 3 plus 4, yeah, so this is about the same in terms of length and stuff. Okay, just put that there. Put one on this side. And then this piece, the shorter of the two, should fit in here. Oh, okay, of course it doesn't. So let's do the other version. Flipped upside down. Should fit. Oh, crap, it doesn't. What? That should... Oh, I see. Okay. Complicated building at its finest. We gotta figure out how to close down the bottom of this. Oh, we can, no, we can't, because this drops into this ever so slightly. I mean, like, I'm okay with that. I'm pretty happy with that. But then we got to figure out how to get this, the recoil thing to line up, because it's not correct here. It'd be probably too far down. we take and move all of this one stud down, it might not be that big of a deal. No problem, man. Have a good night. I can only imagine how late it is over there. Yeah, I don't think that compromises the integrity of the looks of this at all. So we're gonna go with that. Of course, it's 8 with 1 at the end. And then stick as long of an axle in there as we possibly can. I believe it's the 12 should be up here. Just like so. And now we have to sit here and figure out how we're going to enclose this properly. I'm thinking about just letting it hang down a little bit more. Like just going full-blown I don't care on it. Because we should be able to do, we need a 3 stud wide space. So we already got that. Oh, it's going to have to hang 2 studs down. So is there a piece that we can possibly put in here? Ooh. I might have an idea. Please work. Please let me put a 3 plate there. Oh my gosh, yes! Yes. Okay. That is, we got it. We got them, boys. We got them. So now we can do this here, and this should not interfere with this going on up here, but we should still be able to get all of this in there. Going down, just like so. Let's just please, let's make sure one more should be fine. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. I am so happy with that. That is amazing. Put that on there like so, just to kind of help fill that in. A little gap down there. And then put another one here. Right there. And then I'd love to fix this stuff right here. Maybe if we just take and shove, it's not in here, it's actually in here. Shove one of these in there. Okay, did not mean to do that. Please fit. Boom, that's the second time we got lucky today. Kind of just, close that off just a little bit, make it look a lot more smooth. And then duplicate this like here-ish. Because I want it to kind of replicate. There's a little bit of a groove going on like up here and stuff. And I kind of want to replicate that, but that's kind of hard to do in this amount of space we have going on. Like you can see here on my different usernames model, he used these pieces. But I have now gone the ultimate complicated route and made it infinitely worse than anything. If anything, this top one should be the one that sticks out just a little bit further, so I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to just reverse these, and I think we'll just leave the studs exposed on this side just so that it still looks like it thins down, because there's really not much we could do about it. Because it's more like a jagged stepping down as opposed to like just this rounded thing, because if it was rounded, I would just use these and just like boom, call it a day. But it's not. It's more of like a stepping motion. So because it's more of a stepping motion, we'll have to use these. Just like so. So there's still a little bit of a step there down where it gets a little bit thinner, and then it goes down to 3 studs and stuff. So that is super complicated, but we've succeeded, so that's nice. I like when we succeed, so we can delete that out because now we have that front end done the way that we want it to do, and before this crashes, we are definitely saving. Just like so, because that would suck to lose all of that work. So that is that. So now then the next thing that I want to kind of do is, I mean, we're setting this up as a competition pistol. Let's get we'll put a front sight on this, but we're not, as a competition pistol, you're not going to use the front sight. You'll be using a red dot, and we'll make the red dot later on as we go. And just as of right now, I want to make the pistol. So boom. That's that. So for this, as a thumb rest, I'm actually going to extend it because, you know, people do like extended thumb rests and stuff like that for competition. Anything to increase the ergonomics. And then for the slide release, we'll actually do this way because it'll automatically come up. We'll do an extended version of that as well to assist. All right, and then we get into doing our grip stippling. Like I said earlier, I really wanted to use that other piece, but it's got that thing on the other side, so we can't use it for the grip stippling. So we're gonna have to figure out something else potentially to use. That really sucks because this is like really cool, because what we could do is, let's if we get this lined up the way that it should be. What am I doing? Can't use LDD apparently. So if we put one here, put one there, put one here, right? So we'd have 3 there, and then I do like a 1, 2, put one here, put one there, put another one here, and then duplicate this pattern. So if we just take and duplicate this real quick. And then take that up all the way. Just like so. Oh man, that'd be cool, because you know it's supposed to be a custom gun, custom Glock. It's supposed to have custom stippling on it, right? Because I mean, everyone puts custom stippling on stuff. Have you seen these things? Everyone puts custom stippling on their stuff. Dang, here's one pretty much almost exactly what we're doing. Anywho, so now we got to find some pieces that we could use to replace that for stippling. which is hard to do. Maybe there's like a Technic piece? No, there wouldn't be no Technic piece. Yeah, we could do skeletonized. We could just leave it just like this, but I think that might be something that we save for like a different day, doing another custom Glock where we do it skeletonized. Ooh, what if we did something like we inset these, do that there, put one of the ones with the divots in it instead. This is kind of tempting. And then maybe doing them in a darker brown? Probably black. Black would probably look the coolest. Doing something like that for the stippling. Another cool thing that we could possibly use is actually the brick pieces. There is a back portion to the brick pieces that not everyone uses. There's a front portion, which has a line through it, and then there's the back portion. So we could also do this going up the weapon. Ooh. I think I like this side better than this side. So let's go ahead, we'll delete these out and replace it with that. I think those brick pieces look really good. Just like I said, it just looks way better. I think the more lines, the better it looked. And maybe do these in black. Just like so. Oh yeah. I think that's fine. Keep forgetting that there's other models here, so every time I do that, it's gonna zoom all the way out to everything. So then, obviously, the next thing that we're going to do is a flared Magwell because, of course, it's a competition Glock. It's supposed to have a flared Magwell. So the way we're going to do this is hopefully by deleting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. And then doing just a 2, come in right there, and then what the heck is going on over here? Man, that was a lot more deleted out than what I probably wanted to. Doing a 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's a 9. So do an 8. That's a 10. an 8. Up here, and then do the 1 down here. Just like so. Then for this side, do a 6. Yep. The 1 here, do another 6 here, and then put a 1 there. Alright, so for the flared magwell, we want to have it flat. We don't want it at the same angle as the bottom of the grip. So in order to do that, we're going to basically kind of cheat in a way and make it look like it's flat. So if we put that there and then just take in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. I think 10 degrees is fine. So if we take and put this over here, it's not going to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think 12. So we'll do 2 more on this one. I think 12 is fine. So we do that there, like so. And then if we just make this black up here real quick, it'll help it blend in a little bit more. Yeah, up here up on the front, yeah. But I think they're fine. I'm not gonna. I probably won't touch those things. We might just make it straight instead, to be honest with you. All right, so then we can put just put 2 there, so we can put 1 back here. I don't know why I deleted that one. We could just pick it up because we're about to use it over here. Put that there, like so. And then do the flared version of this. So flared magwells are supposed to be these bulky things that flare. But I wanted to have like a real nice angle to it, and the best angle that you can get are these pieces. There's pretty much nothing else out there that beats these. These are just such a nice angle. And don't worry about the front because we're about to come through and do a little bit more work on that to get it to look like it should. So we're actually going to delete the 4 and the 2. The reason we put these vents down is because it's going to align the 1x6 that we're about to replace that with. Because smart building techniques are the best. Boom. So that's aligned. Actually, we can replace that with a 2x6. My bad. Just like that. Delete this out, and then now drop it by 2 down. So then we can do some flaring out here using these pieces, just like so. And we should be able to just take and extend this out by 1 stud and then drop that like right there. Yeah, I'm loving this. And then we're going to do basically the same thing in the back. Just take and drop a 2x4, like right there. Drop another one right there. And then we'll just do just a straight down. There. do one there and one there. Probably don't like the way that looks back here. We might need to extend this out a bit more. Yeah, I think that's fine. Oh, crap. Again, I keep forgetting that it does that every time we do that. Boom. That's that. Got the iron sights up and running. Let's can we just make these make them black real quick? Just cause I think it looks better in terms of detail. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Love the way this looks. This is fine. We'll just save it from out here. And then zoom in. Alright. No, I'm going to actually, what we're now about to do is actually do a micro red dot. Micro red dot. But I kind of want to find one that's not like the same. Because you know there's, everyone has the same like micro red dot design basically. Like everyone has the Trigicon RMR, I think is what it's called. I want to get like a different one. Handgun red dot. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, see, they're like all the same. Oh man. I'm not putting an ACOG on it. It's going to ruin the look of this thing so badly. I don't want it curse damage ever floating around. Where was there's one of these that had a cut in it. Yeah, this one right here. I love this design. So let's see if we can replicate something close to that. Simply by just deleting this stuff out right here. And then we'll work in black for now. It's no big deal. Just drop a 2 here, 2 up here, back, and a 1. Should be fine. And then this should be like only like 1 stud really. And that again, that should be pretty easy to make. Actually, we can do, where is it at? It's the problem with working in black, you can't see any of the details on the pieces in the brick palette to tell which piece is which. Put that there. Really no like details or anything on this thing. You really just put this here, carry it up like just a little bit more. Not much really. Put this on to get the top portion of that. And then just kind of fill it out really. For this piece here, I'm thinking about just taking and deleting this piece here and actually using these, if I can turn them the right way. And then taking and flipping these upside down. Okay, come on. So it looks something like that, which is pretty nice. I think that captures the overall look really well, actually. Boom. All right, so now we're gonna figure out some type of way to get this sucker up in there. So let's go ahead and duplicate this. So the hard part is figuring out where exactly we should be able to just, I can select the right pieces. Take this out. And then put we can maybe just get into the middle of one of these. Yeah. And then it'll probably just stick down just a little bit, but the point will remain. Oh yeah, the magazine releases in. Oh, dang it, that changes things. So that would be okay. All right, so let's unhide this stuff and move this out of the way then. You can use a jumper plate and some clear tinted pieces to make a reticle. Yeah, I'm not too fussed about it though. For right now. Dang it, I hate when this happens. Let's color select and hide this all. Dang, that's interesting because now I don't know what's in the way. Because it looks like everything's cleared. Yeah, oh, no, it's not. I'm dumb. This piece needs to come out too. There we go. Now that was me that time. We should probably put the bullet back in. Yeah, there we go. And this piece goes right there. Boom. Done. So now it's got the smaller 17 round in it, but obviously you're not going to show up to a round or a match like that with a small magazine like this. You're going to show up to match with a much larger one than that. So now we're going to attach a custom base plate to this, because of course we are. You're not going to show up to a competition with the drum magazine either. I'm going to do the copper color again. I'm going to delete this one out and instead switch to this. And then I think it'd be really cool if it actually stuck out just a little bit further as a base plate, so then you theoretically have more room to grab onto while you're trying to reload magazines and stuff. The tactical people, right? Have that just like that. And then do, shoot, maybe like even one back here. I don't think this top one fit. No, it doesn't. Okay. That's why we have 4 jumpers instead of just 1. So after that, doing that, and then I'm thinking about doing something along the lines of something like that. I can read pretty fast because like when I was growing up, if I ever got grounded or anything like that, like everything would be taken from me except like books, because the more you read, the smarter you are. So that was my parents' logic. So it was also supposed to not be fun, and reading is not fun, supposedly. So I personally really enjoy to read. I think it'd be really cool if we actually did this piece down here in like a dark red, just because it would look cool. So this is supposed to be like a magazine extension on the bottom, but also like this huge rubber butt plaid and like a little bit of grip texture down here in this circle portion that I made to help you draw it from like your magazine, basically. Let's can we just make this dark red as well? Tie in just a little bit more of that color up. Yeah, a lot of people basically same sentiments. And then I got into some pretty intense college level classes in high school, AP classes, where they would test you and it would be like you would have to just absolutely blow through your reading passage to even begin writing or forming some type of thought process behind writing and stuff. So I also had to learn how to read really quick for that and still retain messages basically. I still had my Legos at the time, kind of. I didn't have a lot at the time. I was still trying to build up my collection, so um, now they're all in storage. So, yay. All right, so this is almost done. So I love everything that's going on with this. I think like the only thing left maybe is to do a compensator. Maybe. Because I mean, it honestly looks pretty dang good right now. I love this thing. Um, maybe a compensator isn't a bad idea. Maybe a suppressor though? Because I mean, we could do a suppressor, or we could do a compensator, or we could not do either of them. Let's look up compensated Glock, and hopefully we don't get all the 18s. Something like this is what I was thinking about. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. And then maybe working on that dark red. And then just having it come forward like this. And then putting a 10. Yeah, man. Trust me, I have a whole bin dedicated to just Mega Blocks. My grandparents were the ones that actually bought me a whole bunch of my sets, my collection. So they would buy, just whatever they found at a garage sale or something. And they didn't really know the difference, so I can't really blame them, and I really don't. But they'd come home with not Lego sometimes, and I still retain that stuff in collection, of course, because I mean, why not? You never know. One day, Lego might just go under, and the only thing we're left with is Mega Blocks. Um, I mainly have Mega Blocks and Lego, a couple other like weird ones here and there, but usually just Mega Blocks and Lego. Man, trust me, I understand. A lot of the pieces that I have are just basic building bricks. Not really, anything too special. No, I knew this was going to happen, but I still didn't want it to happen. Dang it. Oh man, because I was really hoping that we could do like those holes going down it. Yeah, I already knew it was going to happen. I just was really hoping that it wasn't going to. So now we got to figure out how exactly we're going to fix that. Which, wait. Don't we already know how to fix that? Hold on. Yeah, yeah. So we should be able to put this here, and this should be a 3. If we take and duplicate this, a 3 should fit here, right? The only problem being that we're going to be blocking our front sight. Yeah, there we go. Which means we could technically take and drop this. No, we can't. Okay. Let's put those pieces back then, since we can't drop it. And then work with this for our compensator. So do something like that. And then take this piece and put it like here. Oh yeah. Now we're getting somewhere. It's not really compensated considering there's no like fence or anything, but maybe instead of compensated it's a counterweight, because I know those are things. See those more in like Olympic point shooting than anything though. I'm sure if you try hard enough, you could figure out a different way to do a blowback mechanism to not require those pieces. Oh, that's gonna bother me so bad. We'll leave it split. Just split it right down the middle. So I actually kind of want this to stick out just a little bit further. So if we could just come through, grab these pieces and drag them on out. Grab these pieces, drag them on out. And then just come through and basically duplicate this. Like I said though, I'm sure there's another way that you could do that to figure out how to not use those and be fine. Can I use like gears or something? I mean, there's plenty of pistols with the tall slide. Just search AR-15 pistol. Haha, get it? That's gun humor. It's a joke. It's really bad, but it's a joke. So we definitely block our front sight when we do this, but it's no big deal. And I really want to make this a black front sight now, just so it stands out against the dark red counterbalance weight in the front, because it's not a compensator. It's not compensated, it's just counterbalance weight. Nudge, nudge. And then we'll just, real quick, do something along the lines of taking this, put this piece here. I missed. Tweet that out. Put this piece here. Take this, tweet that out. Put that there. Put that there. Should be, okay, one more. Put that there. Delete that out. Put that here. Delete this out. Put a green dot. No. Let's just do red. Green is super cool, but it doesn't fit with the theme of the pistol, which is the dark red accents and stuff. So we'll leave it like it is right now instead. Boom! My different username is Glock 17L Race Pistol because heck yeah, it looks awesome. I'm pretty happy with this. This looks awesome. I really do like it. And that is just awesome. So what we're going to do now is delete this out. Press the D button. And save as. My different usernames, Glock 17L Comp Pistol, COMPLET version 1. Oh yeah, there's carry 1911s that are super small, which is basically what you're talking about. How did I not notice that those pieces aren't colored correctly? We'll just leave it in there. Boom. That to me right there. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. If you guys want to see more talented builders and not just my content, don't be afraid to check out my different usernames Discord link. Should be in the description of all of his videos if you can't find it. Thanks so much for watching. See you later.